Hello, all. Welcome to this amazing training where we're going to talk about how to overcome weight loss plateau. There's been a lot of questions that I keep getting on a weekly basis, and off late, I've got a lot of inquiries about how to overcome weight loss plateau. So, now in this video, we're going to talk about 6 steps that you can do to overcome your weight loss plateau, right? So, without any delay, let's get started with the process and let's look at the first step in this process, which is calculating calories. Now, this is an important step, guys. So if you are somebody who is struggling with weight loss and if you feel like your weight is stuck, this is really important step for you. I'll give you a little backstory about this. Back in 2016 and 17, when I was working with corporates and I was deep into working with corporates and I was struggling to climb up the corporate ladder, like you guys know. So now when I started working with coaches, the first question that I would get from them is, what was your calorie intake, right? So that is first question that I used to get from my coaches. Now, unfortunately, I did not have a specific answer for that because I never tracked my calories, right? So I used to give them an estimation. So when we started with that process, it took us a long time to figure out what is my maintenance calories and also to understand what calories should I be eating to lose my weight. So that's exactly where we started with this process, to understand how to figure out calorie intake without much of a hassle to start your weight loss journey. So the first step in this process is to figure out or track your current calorie intake. It can be as simple as, tracking your burgers, pizzas, or even your biryanis on a daily basis. But do that because that gives us an estimation to understand what is your current calorie intake when it compared to what you should be eating for your weight loss. Now, the second step in the process is to understand what should you be eating as per your body weight to start losing weight. Now, there are a lot of calorie calculators out there. There are a lot of equations like Harris-Benedict's equation to understand how to be in deficit. But today I'm going to show you a simple way to understand how to get into a calorie deficit diet. Right? So the first step is multiply your body weight in pounds by 15. Right? So if your body weight into 15 is what you're consuming in terms of calories at this point of time, that means you're not in a weight loss journey. That means you're not in a calorie deficit process. Let me make that clear, guys. So if you multiply your body weight in pounds into 15, and if your calorie intake is more than that, right? So for example, if you're a 200 pounds individual and if you multiply your body weight into 15, that is close to 3000 calories. Now, if your calorie intake is more than that or equal to that, that means you're not going to lose weight if you continue eating those amount of calories, right? So the first checkpoint. Now, if that is the case, if you're consuming calories equal to or more than the number that you arrived at after multiplying your body weight in pounds into 15, then this is what you need to do. Reduce your calorie consumption. The question is, to what number? Right? So here is a simple formula for that. If you're about 200 pounds, multiply your body weight into 7, and that would be your starting point in terms of calorie consumption. If you're between 180 pounds and 200 pounds, multiply your body weight in pounds into 8 to arrive at your starting point in terms of calorie consumption. And if you're anywhere below 180 pounds or 170 pounds, multiply your body weight into 9 to get your calorie consumption. Now, I'll highlight an important point here, guys, and this is a mistake I see a lot of people doing, which is a lot of people start their calorie consumption or a calorie deficit process at a very low calorie range or a very high calorie range, right? Now, what happens here is if you start your fat loss journey at a very high calorie range and start reducing your calories from there, at a certain point where you achieved your weight loss, you will be consuming the lowest amount of calories in your life. Now, at this point, if you stop your weight loss journey, right, and start eating food again, that is the reason a lot of people cannot sustain their weight loss. So instead of that, this is what I do with my clients, and that is the reason we have a 95% success rate and also sustainability rate, is because we start at the lowest calorie point, like what we discussed right now. So if you're about 200 pounds, multiply your body weight into 7, that is your lowest calorie consumption, and from there slowly start increasing your calorie consumption so your body gets metabolic adaptation, and at the time when you achieved your weight loss goal, right? So you'll be eating a little more amount of calories, which will be suitable for your lifestyle, and you can sustain your weight loss. I hope I made that clear, guys. If you have any questions, do feel free to comment below and I'm going to answer them, right? So now, once you do that, the third step in the process is, if you are somebody who is being very conservative and eating less than 1100 calories per day, that is also a problem. So go back to our formula. If you're about 200 pounds, multiply body weight by 7. If you're between 180 to 200, multiply it by 8. And if you are anywhere below that, multiply by 9. Right? Use this formula again to figure out what should be the minimum calorie consumption that you should be doing. And this is also one of the reasons a lot of people don't lose weight, because they consume very less amount of calories, right? Which I will talk about in detail in the future videos, because that itself is a huge topic. Now let's talk about step number 4. So once you start doing it, you should continue this process for at least 3 weeks to see if your weight on the scale is going down. If it isn't going down, then this is the next step that you have to look at. Are you training at least 3 days or more in a week? Whether it is CrossFit, whether it is weight training, whether it is HIIT, some sort of physical exercise. Are you doing it at least more than 3 times in a week? If you're not, adjust that first. Because dieting alone cannot help you lose weight. You have to support it with physical activity to create sustainability. So the next thing that you're going to look at is, if you're not training at least 3 days in a week, start doing that. And this itself will help you to lose weight for next 10 to 12 weeks, right? And if you're already somebody who is doing that and you're still not losing weight, this is the next thing that I want you to look at. What is your daily average step count? If it is less than 10,000 steps per day, increase it to 10,000 at least per day. This will increase your non-exercise activity, which contributes to 15% of your calorie burn in a day. Do not underestimate it, guys. Exercise contributes only 5% of the calorie burn in a day. But NEAT activities, which is non-exercise activities, contribute to 15% of calorie burn in a day. Now, if you increase your calorie burn to, use that 15% and increase your calorie burn, you'll obviously start losing weight. So doing 10,000 steps per day would help you in that process. Now, even after doing that, if you're still not able to lose weight, I will fine tune few things like your water intake and your sleep. Make sure you're drinking, as an overall, as a blanket statement, around 3 liters per day, and you're sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours. Now, by fine-tuning these 2 things, your body will be able to release calories for energy, and you'll have good bowel movements and you'll be losing weight. And if after doing all this as well, if you're not able to lose weight, I would suggest you to hire a coach. And that's where we are experts, right? So if you have any questions in this process, feel free to message me, or I'll drop my one-to-one calendar link below. You can book a free consultation call with me so that I can help you guide through this process. We're going to check all these points and see if you're doing all these things. And if after doing all these things as well, if you're not losing weight, there must be something going on within you. So it can be, we can identify that by looking at your blood work, looking at your hormonal balance, and understand what's going there. In certain cases, guys, what I've seen is somebody who's coming from extreme dieting protocols or extreme physical activities also have these issues. So we need to figure it out. Each step should last at least for 3 weeks and see if you're able to lose weight. And if you're not able to do that, please feel free to contact a coach or book in a call. And we will be able to talk over a call and see what is exactly that is stopping you to lose weight. And from there, we can guide you accordingly. Thank you so much, guys. Give me a like if you like this video, and comment below if you have any questions. I'm going to answer them for you.